This week's Rule of the Week features the contentious new issue of stealing the ball in the tackle. If a defender steals the ball, a penalty will be awarded to the attacking team.
So welcome back to Craven Park, the Hull KR side out on the pitch now, all set to meet Widnes in one of the battles for the top 8 places. The conditions here tonight are absolutely perfect. The Craven Park pitch looking hard and firm. It'll suit the runners, and in the weather forecast there's no great scares either. It's going to be quite cold, but no problem with winds and no problem with rain either. As for the news from down here, the substitutes have been confirmed. For Hull KR, it's Mike Crane and Zouk Emma. For Widnes, Jason Critchley after a big game in the A-team, and Imosi Kaloto.
Mike Fletcher is the Hull Kingston Rovers captain, former Great Britain Colt and under-21 international way back in 1988. And there's his opposite number, Tony Myler, one of the stars of this Widnes side, a Widnes side that is missing the likes of Alan Tate, Jonathan Davis, Phil McKenzie, Kurt Sorensen, and of course Paul Moriarty. Long-term injury to Moriarty, he's out for the rest of the season. But it's all about places in the top 8. Referee is Mr. Paul Volanti from Birstall near Batley, and he has his own plumbing business, and he's 40 this June. Hull Kingston Rovers then, let's just confirm their team. Fletcher, Barkworth, Lyman, Hallis, Sodji, Clark, Chatfield, Chris Harrison, Richardson, Des Harrison, Paul Fletcher, Thompson and Speckman. That's Graham Hallis, Great Britain under-21. There's the Widnes side. One or two strange names perhaps, but still enough in that Widnes team, I venture to suggest, that should give Rovers a good run for their money here tonight. So Mr. Volanti gets this match underway. We're live and exclusive on Sky Sports here at the new Craven Park on Humberside. Long kick down the middle from Les Holiday, collected by Bright Sodji in such a rich vein of scoring form when last we saw him at Wakefield earlier this season, only about 3 weeks ago. But Mike, a big match for both these two sides.
Yes, they're both desperate for those 2 points. They really have to get into the game very early. I mentioned before the kick-off that Widnes, they're not playing as a team, where that has been one of the greatest strengths of the Rovers side. They really do have good team spirit.
Yes, the hometown boys have gelled under George Furban. No wonder they've given him a new contract here for the next 2 years. Grimmer and Mike Fletcher tangling, and referee Mr. Volanti quite rightly pitting Grimmer for this incident here.
Well, there's no doubt about it there. You see, he pushed him away. Referee on the spot, straight on.
So penalty to Rovers, right on halfway. Hallis takes play up towards the Widnes 22. And there is Des Harrison. Him and his brother, we mentioned this at Wakefield a few weeks ago, they are alike as 2 peas in the pod. That now is Paul Fletcher. Good run from him. Tackling by Hume and Familo. This now is Speckman. Paul Hume already getting through a ton of work in the tackling department. Now the other of the 2 Harrisons. Good driving run, brought to ground by 2 Widnes defenders. It's the last tackle.
Widnes will have to get this defence sorted out. They're hanging back, they're allowing the Rovers to come at them.
High kick from Mike Fletcher. That really is a tester for Spruce, the new full-back. He's dropped it. The ball's gone all over the place, but the referee says knock on. As Rovers thought they were touching down. It's a real tester for Spruce, this.
Well, it was a good kick right into the post. It's bad for the full-back there, but quite frankly, they were lucky not to give away a 4-pointer there. He was all at sea there with Stuart Spruce.
Good tackling this on Paul Hume. Lyman coming in to lend a bit of weight. Referee right on the spot. Rovers appealing for afters from Paul Hume. Waves play on. McCurry who clung on to that one. This now is David Hume.
Well, there's very little doubt that Hume did throw the elbow. or the fist or something, and make contact.
Ball cleared downfield. This now is Soji. Great round of applause every time Soji gets the ball. That's Chris Harrison. Lee Richardson and the other Harrison Des. These two prop forwards really will see plenty of it early on. The scrum half is Gary Chatfield. That's a good ball to Lyman. Lyman on a great run here. He's trying to take on Hume. Hume and Darren Wright equal to the task.
Lovely break by Lyman there, but it just gives you the problems that Widnes have. They're hanging off. Oh, and that's a forward.
Well, Harrison not convinced.
Well, it looked touch and go, but full credit to the referee. He was there. Harrison not impressed. But really, Eddie, this Widnes defence, if they don't sort it out, they're going to be in awful trouble.
David Hume feeds the scrum. Referee's whistle sounds, not happy. Remember, this Rovers' first home game since January the 19th. Balls come out on the Rovers' side, one against the head, but the referee penalising the Rovers hooker. So penalty to Widnes, and interestingly enough, it looks like it might be Devereux who's going to be taking the kicks tonight. He kicked well at Headingley last week, didn't he?
Unbelievable, and why not? Should he continue in that vein? Believe you me, Widnes will want to look for another 3 tries from him this tonight.
Grimmer, good tackling that though again by Rovers, coming up to 5 minutes gone, 0-0, Hume, and now for Milo, typical foraging, barging run from the New Zealand international. Richie Ayres, prize of forward pass. Referee will bring that play back for the first knock on.
Well, it was a real big impact there, and the impact came late. He just dropped it. Probably numbed him slightly. Oh, that really was a big hit.
And Soji couldn't develop the move further. This now is Dean Clark. Oh, that's a great run from Clark, the Kiwi. He's got support from his captain, Fletcher. But good tackling by Devereux brings him down. Widnes have got a job on here. Lyman. Devereux again, the man doing the tackling. Ball's dropped. Paul Hume drops on it. And then a combination of Richardson and Paul Fletcher drop on him, and illegally.
Well, it was a good try by Speckman to try to keep the ball alive that Widnes got there. This is the reason why the penalty was given. You can see the hooker, Richardson, knees in the back. Not allowed to do that.
Penalty finds touch. 2-1 on the penalty count in Widnes' favour. 0-0 on the scoreboard. Hume and Grimmer straight into Harrison, and he had his legs lifted by number 12, Andy Thompson. For Milo. Drops it. Well, errors all over the place tonight. Oh, the referee said that went back. Now did it? Make your own mind up.
Well, the ball was reefed away. No doubt about it, the whole KR did knock it forward. Knock it out of him, should I say. Well, there you can see he's in charge, isn't he?
He is, and while we're watching that replay, this is what happened. Widnes on the attack, but the ball going nowhere and goes out. So players restarted courtesy of the scrum. And Rovers back in possession.
I think he lost that ball then. He was lucky to get that back.
Richardson feeds the other Harrison. Number 8 is Chris, number 10 is Des. That's Chris. This is Richardson again on his own from the dummy half position.
Well, I'm sure that Coach Myler will be getting the message out to them very quickly to tighten up this defence. Widnes, it's awful.
High kick again from Chatfield to Tess Spruce. Did that come off Spruce's foot? The referee says no.
Well, we'll see here on the replay. No, it was a long way off it. Correct decision.
This is Darren Wright now, and a massive in-goal area here at Craven Park. I think that's why Rovers every time will hoist a high ball to test Spruce. It's bigger than most grounds that we visit, Mike. That's really big.
Well, they use the bomb to its fullest here. There you see another mistake by Widnes. Widnes have to realise they haven't just come here for a picnic. This is a game of rugby league.
Good run from Chris Harrison, but he's lost it. And Spruce this time has swept on the loose ball. That's not a bad run from the young fullback. Speckman, the man who stopped him. McCurry and Spruce teaming up well. Devereux calling for the ball on this near side. Spruce clinging on. Big count of handling errors already. 7. Grimmer. No excuses for the players tonight, Mike. It's chilly, but it's dry, and that ball is dry, so no real problems for them.
Well, they're under a lot of pressure. They're playing at 100 miles an hour, and both sides could do well to just calm things down. Get into the swing of things, get into their game plan.
Holiday, one of the key members of this Widnes side, so too is Paul Hume. It's the last tackle, that one. And a high kick to test Fletcher at the other end. Fletcher watching it all the way. Setting off on a good run too, makes good ground. Sodgy got a bit of a crack then, he wasn't too pleased with it. Referee let it go.
Well, Curry looked to go high, but you can see he hit him on the chest. He did pull his chin up.
It was a real smack, you could hear it from up here. Callis laid the ball back to Mike Fletcher. Downfield. Difficult bouncing ball, but it bounced kindly in the end for Spruce. He can motor, this young man. Another handling error from Widnes. Referee waves play on, that went backwards. This is Thompson. Chatfield, the scrum half, electing to go blind, gives it to Harris. Got some strength, this centre, tall man. And they can't bring him down, the referee will shout held. Standing on his feet. Now Chatfield again. Playing as a team though, Rovers, Mike, as they have done all season, and that's been the secret of their success, as Paul Hume concedes another penalty.
My word, they really do put it together. They're not a team full of stars by any stretch of the imagination. That's the reason why the penalty was given, and silly penalties and mistakes is making it very difficult indeed for Widnes tonight. I really can't understand a team that is so full of talent. Their defence is just woeful. They're not moving up as a unit, and they're playing one-out football. That's not good enough for them.
Mike Fletcher with this penalty to attempt to get the scoreboard clicking, and he does. He kicked it from right in front. Mike Fletcher with the penalty, his 61st successful goal kick of the season. It's Hulkingston Rovers 2, Widnes 0. Good accuracy.
Yeah, it's a wonderful kick there.
And Rovers have the advantage. This is their first home game since Phil Lowe was appointed as the new chairman here at Hulkingston Rovers. And no doubt they will be anxious to impress the new man in charge. That's better defence from Widnes. There's an Holiday, the combination. Offside against Widnes. Ironic cheers from the main stand here. Mr. Valenti right on the spot.
Well, you can see there they shouted, and Tony Myler set off like an express train, but actually the referee was pointing to this man here, Andy Courier. He's the one in rugby league that can creep up better than anybody I've seen for years.
Like Fletcher, unusual style of taking the penalty, placing the ball on the ground. And one or two knocks, bumps and bruises already. This match, as Mike Stevenson said, quite rightly being played at 100 miles an hour. Peter Hutton has got some news of the bumps already.
Yes, Hull KR's physio has been out on the pitch a couple of times already. Dean Clark needing his fingers strapped up after a bang early on. And Andy Thompson as well in the wars. He got a bang to his ear and he had to be looked at for a few moments.
So it's rough, it's tough. Places at Old Trafford up for grabs. Remember, the top four in the First Division guaranteed, providing we get through. Home ties in the run-up to the Premiership Finals day at Old Trafford. Devereux. Widnes, of course, know what Old Trafford's all about. Been there 4 times in succession, want to make it 5 in a row this year. Rovers not tasted the big time for a while. Many people's favourites for relegation at the start of the season, but what a wonderful job George Fairbairn has done here. That's great tackling, and that really epitomises the spirit that that man has got going at New Craven Park.
I couldn't agree more, Eddie. If there's any awards going at the end of this season, he should receive one of them. He's done a tremendous job.
Holiday, the midfield bomb. Mike Fletcher will let it bounce. Holiday's followed up to try and put them all onside, but that's a great take from Sodji. Well, watch this fella go. This could be a spectacular try, but Stuart Spruce had other ideas. Plucked that ball out of the air and then set off like a hare. Rovers still not finished. Paul Fletcher. 2-0, the Rovers ahead. 15 and a half minutes on the clock. Chatfield now. Mike Fletcher. Speckman spreading the ball wide to Harrison. That's Chris Harrison. Lee Richardson's in support. This is a great try. Magnificent stuff from Rovers. For Milo and the rest of the Widnes side, totally bewildered by the speed of that attack. Sodji started it. Richardson finished it.
The Stones bit of championship replay, it all came about after Sodji's great run. But look at the prop forward Harrison here. He holds up a beautiful ball, good support play by the hooker. They love doing that. Oh, great play. The determination, but it was a super ball from the prop forward. Here you'll see, now notice the Widnes defence, just hanging off. 2 went there, but that is good support play and deserving of a 4-pointer.
Lee Richardson with the try, his first of the season. Fletcher with this conversion attempt. It's easy. And Rovers have increased the lead to 8 points.
Let's just see that Sodji run. He just plucked it out of the hair like as though it was basketball. Look at him go. He's off. Look at the man's stride. And Widnes were caught on the hop. He takes it inside, and it was from this position. That's the reason to play the balls, get it out wide, and the Rovers have got the points on the board.
8-0, just to confirm, 17 minutes on the clock. And Widnes wobbling again. Barkworth, the winger. The say, Rovers content to play Widnes down the middle, Mike. Despite the fact they've got Barkworth and Sodji with the speed out wide.
Well, why wouldn't they? Because they know that Widnes aren't moving up in one straight line. And Widnes are going headhunting. There's no one going low. And that produced the half break. And with support play, they'll make it all night.
Drop ball by Des Harrison. Strength of the tackle from Andy Courier, knocking the ball from his grasp.
Well, I'm not so sure about that. I thought he may have had a little bit of a hand to pull it to him.
It's a very difficult rule, that, though, Mike, for not only the commentators, but the referees to interpret. We were talking about it on Boots and All this week.
They've got to do something quickly about it. It's causing, as you say, a lot of confusion.
No confusion about this Rovers performance, though. We've got Widnes searching for the key to open this defence. Has David Hume got that key? Well, he's on his own at the moment. That's a great run from the scrum half. Widnes still on the attack. They've got support aplenty. That's Paul Hume. And he's grounded. Harris laying all over him. It's got to be a penalty.
Not only a penalty, but he should go and take a visit. That's sin bin stuff. Look, he's dragged them down. They're all over him. Widnes is setting up in the background, trying to get ready for the pass. And look at him. Oh, come on. That's a professional foul. He should take a rest. 10 minutes.
And that's from a man who refereed this morning. So why shouldn't he have an opinion? And we hear that Fred Lindop was quite impressed. Fred Lindop, the controller of referees. He was there too.
No comment. No comment.
We'll see in Boots and All on Thursday night, 7 o'clock. McCurry. Support arrived from Holiday. McCurry just held a metre short of the line. David Hume. Tony Myler. Richie Ayres. Good tackling that was from Harrison, Chris Harrison. Ball out wide, looking for Sarsfield. It's dropped. Ayres plays soccer with it. It'll have to come back.
Well, this is a typical mistake from Widnes that we've seen all night. They really are not getting things together. Oh, they're in for a real roasting from their coach, Myler.
Well, 5-all, the statistics tell us, in the handling errors. George Fairbairn won't be too pleased about that either, but what he will be pleased about is the fact that Rovers are 8-0 ahead. Widnes trying to keep Rovers back there. Real collision between Les Holiday and Chris Harrison. Here's the try scorer, Richardson, ducking under the challenge from Grimmer, for Milo finished him off. I told you these two Harrison brothers would see plenty of it. This now is Speckman. And there's the other Harrison. Oh, it's Lee Richardson, the hooker, the try scorer.
I tell you what, Widnes don't realise that Holkeart have got legs.
Chatfield trying to keep that ball alive, and he does so. Fletcher, the bomb. Spruce coming for it. Devereux heard the call. And Dean Clark it was who got him.
This was a lovely kick, but good play here by Spruce. He kept his cool there, and Clark really battled him, didn't he? And anyway, I just can't believe that Widnes, all they're trying to do is knock their heads off, their shoulders. Don't they realise that they can't run without their legs?
Holiday. Myler, this is better. And that's a great run from Darren Wright. Sarsfield had to come inside, but Wright's all on his own, looking round for the support seat. Sarsfield have cut it field. The Widnes keep on coming with Tony Myler. Out the back door to Holiday. Holiday feeds the ball to McCurry. Waited so long this season as Stephen McCurry for his chance. Got it tonight because Mackenzie is out injured. Last tackle. Attempted, I thought he was going to attempt a drop goal there, Holiday. Instead, he hoists the midfield bomb. It's almost gone backwards, that. Collier continues the move. It's now with Hume, now Devereux. Devereux fancies a run at them. Mike Fletcher's there. And he's going to get out of trouble. Great play from the full-back and captain.
Wonderful play there by Fletcher. He kept his cool. He realised Devereux was steaming onto him. One step, ran to the blind side and gets him into the field and play.
Well, half of Humberside, of course, disappointed that Hull aren't going to Wembley this year after yesterday's semi-final. But the other half of Humberside the Robins half here in East Hull. They might fancy a trip to Old Trafford. That ball's broken. And here come Rovers again. That's great support play from Hallis. He's been fed by Chatfield, but he's been brought back for a forward pass.
And you know the referee's correct. Chatfield bombed it. You'll see it here. He holds it too long, and I'm afraid the referee's correct. The crowd are going berserk. You'll see it here. Now he holds him back. Here comes the ball. Yep, it's forward.
Gary Chatfield, the scrum half, consistent in the 18. Graham Hallis pulled back. Widnes have the ball from the scrum. That's great play from Tony Myler. Let's not forget, as I said earlier, Widnes without many of their star players, as Rovers are pinned for offside. The likes of Jonathan Davis, who can turn a match.
Well, you can see the referee shouting. Now, well, the players come on the blind side. There's a lot of people within this game saying that if they're not interfering with the play when it goes on the blind, does it really matter? Well, the man with the whistle thought so.
And so Widnes try again with Sarsfield. Widnes shading the penalty count. Richie Ayres. Collision with Des Harrison. McCurry is the dummy half. Good defence again from the Rovers. Holiday feeds the ball in field to Grimmer. Grimmer out of the back door to Darren Wright, but too clever. Darren Wright was steaming up, but just didn't think that that ball was coming, I don't think.
Well, you can see here Grimmer trying to keep the ball alive. Now, Wright probably called for that. He was interfered with. There was quite a few people around him. But once again, Widnes, they're just panicking. They are not respecting the football.
25 minutes of this match gone. Another impressive opening 25 minutes on Sky for Hull Kingston Rovers. Andy Thompson. Smothered by Holiday.
The amazing thing about it, Eddie, is that the Rovers, they're just playing simple, basic football. Hitting the man, turning, and looking for the man in support. Nothing flashy about it, but believe you me, it's working.
Paul Fletcher holding on. Richardson back to Chatfield. This now is Paul Speckman, and it's the 5th tackle. Rovers still deep in their own territory. Mike Fletcher with the kick. Now that looks like it might go all the way out, and it does. Mistake from the captain.
He won't be happy with this. You can see how it spiraled away there.
Good judgment that was from Mark Sarsfield on that far touchline, Widnes man. The ball does that in rugby league. It's brought back to where the kick was taken from. And so Widnes now in the danger zone. Paul Hume. Oh, straight through Paul Hume. Got the strength, has he? Yes. Good try. Great individual effort from Paul Hume. And Widnes 8-0 down, are back on the score sheet and back in the match.
The Stones Better Championship replay will see the little dummy. That's just a little shuffle. And for once, the Rovers' defence, they came up too quickly. He went inside. Wonderful play here. Hume really does have the speed. Now you'll see Hume just throw the little dummy. It's a little step. And for once, the Rovers' defence were cut to ribbons. They allowed him, they went up too quickly. Allowed, take the dummy. That really is a great try.
Paul Hume. And it is his first try this season. Plays anywhere does Paul Hume. Try for him tonight from the second row. And John Devereux has the goal-kicking responsibilities. He kicked like a veteran last week at Headingley. What does Humberside have in store for him? Well, it has 2 points for a start. Widnes are back in the hunt here. Hull Kingston Rovers 8 and Widnes 6. 27 minutes gone.
Let's see that Paul Hume try. Let's hold it there. Now you can see that both men have gone through. He takes the path and he's got the speed to do it. Good play.
So Mike Fletcher will restart. And Rovers 8-6 to the good. And Widnes, I suppose their supporters who've made the long journey up here and watching back home on Merseyside, they will say, Mike, that perhaps they've got out of jail here.
Well, they have. I mean, Kingston Rovers, they just bombed a try 5 minutes ago, and that really would have been the writing on the wall for Widnes. I don't think they could have clawed their way back out of it.
Joe Grimmer, he's appeared in all 5 finals at Old Trafford. 1 for Swinton, 4 for Widnes. Wants to make it 6 and a 100% record, no doubt. Spruce in a bit of trouble, does well. Good chasing, though, by Rovers. Ball now laid back to Holiday. Underneath it is Sodji. This fella has cut Widnes to ribbons, but they're all round him. The caravans had, or the covered wagons rather, had moved in the circle as he came forward. Patrick on Sky at Wakefield 3 weeks ago for Sodji. Rovers have won their last 5 home matches in the big league here at Craven Park. This is their first match here since January the 19th. Speckman. Now Thompson. Rides the tackle well. Unloads to Speckman, who stayed up in support. Chatfield turned his back. And that's the last one. Fletcher's there. Hoists the bomb. Knows it's an inexperienced full-back. That bounced off Devereux. It'll be play on. Chris Harrison. It's got to be back to 6. They're keeping it alive brilliantly, though, Rovers. Chip over the top from Fletcher for Sodji's pace. Oh, did he get a hand to it? No! Referee says he didn't. It's a drop out under the sticks.
Well, this was a lovely kick over here. There you can see Spruce coming to it. Now he took his time. Oh, the referee's right. Sodji didn't get a hand to it. I thought we were going to have another one. This time, the referee's correct.
Well, after your display at Dewsbury, you should be a member of the Referee Society now. 8-6, just over half an hour gone. Mike Fletcher back in possession for Rovers. I can't wait to see that, by the way, on Boots and All on Thursday night.
No comment.
You keep saying that too. This is a good period of pressure from Rovers. Remember, this all came about because of the drop out underneath the sticks, but that is a bad mistake by Andy Thompson. He dropped it because of the ferocity of this challenge.
Yes, Thompson was looking at the men coming to him. He took his eyes off the ball. So easy to spill it when you lose your concentration like that.
Grimmer. McCurry turns the ball down that left-hand side to Holiday. His first try in international colours up here on Humberside last Saturday for Holiday.
You'd notice, Eddie, that well, I was just about to say that they calm things down a little bit, and then they go ahead and do a mistake.
Richier's surrendering the possession here.
There's another example of a man taking his eyes off the ball, looking at the man to tackle.
Chris Harrison, Richier's. This now is Des Harrison. Chatfield. Clark is there with him. Chatfield decides to hang on. The Kiwi was waiting for the pass. The pass didn't come. So he gets it at the dummy half position. Now he gives it to Speckman. That's the last one. The good Chip over the top by Chatfield. Oh, that's a great take from Devereux.
Wonderful play here from the winger. He was going to go in. No one was going to beat him for that ball. Determination.
He took a couple of high balls at Headingley last week, and he knows he's got Stuart Spruce, inexperienced in the full-back berth behind him, and he was there to cover him. Holiday. Now Courier. Referee spots a little knock-on.
This was brought about by that wonderful blanket defence there. You saw Rovers coming in very quickly. The ball just squeezes out. Courier knows it too. He tries to drag it back, but not before the referee's seen it.
You referees have got to have eyes in the back of your head, haven't you? That's a great ball to Soji. He's cut in field past Devereux. Well, Devereux took him round the collar.
Well, let's see. Yeah, he just grabbed the collar. Nothing wrong with that. It looks a lot worse than what it is. There you see it.
He's receiving it tipping off from Mr. Valantido. He's given the penalty. And he looks okay. Just checking he's still got his left ear.
Well, all I can think is that he's just put it down to dangerous play. Probably it was, but surely that's part of the outfit on a footballer's body. And I'm sure you're allowed to grasp at it in any fashion.
Mike Fletcher then, with this penalty attempt, called it this time. Mike Fletcher with the snazzy hairstyle.
That's snazzy.
Compared to yours, yes.
Accepted.
Courier with the dropout then from his own 22. Fletcher in possession again. Maybe he's got it for streamlining purposes, perhaps. What a good marauding run from Des Harrison there, stopped by Paul Hume.
I've been very impressed with the Kingston Rovers front row. Two Harrisons and the hooker are really out on the boil.
Well, they tried then to get the ball away in the tackle, did Paul Fletcher, and Widnes were alert to it, and there's a bit of fisticuffs, slaps involving Courier, but Widnes in possession with Ayres. Good support play from Myler. Now Darren Wright. Myler involved in the move again. David Hume on the burst forward is for Milo. No forward pass.
Oh, it's Milo.
The knee's twisted. And Frank Myler won't want to see this.
See on the replay, the leg goes across. There it twists. Oh, dearie me. And I can assure you that when a man doesn't move, that is severe damage. Usually when you see a guy writhing around and making movement, it's just numbness. But that is excruciating pain. You can see it on his face.
Receiving treatment from Viv Glebe. And she's waving, I think, for the substitute to come on. And Peter Hutton has the details.
Yes, indeed, the substitution is coming on. Widnes warming up, number 15, Imosi Koloto. Koloto just stripping off at the moment. He'll be on in seconds. Grimmer clearly is going to limp off.
Imosi Koloto, as for Milo, his fellow countryman, is helped from the field. Looks like it's very ginger that he's putting weight on that right leg. Looks like the end of SNA for Milo. So Imosi Koloto will come on. Out injured Caloto since New Year's Day. That really has been the story of Widnes' season. Talking to Frank Marler this week, he says they've not been able to get a settled side on the park. This is the last tackle. Holiday. Devereux. Soji takes it well and steps away from trouble. Through one. Down the middle. Myler just tackled him. Just kept hold of his ankles. Rip-roaring stuff, though.
Oh, good play by Rovers. Soji, of course, picking up the man of the match when they played against Wakefield. And he's certainly in the running with some wonderful runs so far tonight.
Don't forget 0898 500 186 for your votes of man of the match. Mike will have his say at the end of tonight's programme. Replica jersey on the line of the club of your choice. Mike Fletcher. That kick downfield. Mark Sarsfield collects, but the chasers have arrived, and Lyman was the first one in. Caloto. Well, there must be the longest bicycle shorts I've ever seen. Good unloading, finds Myler to Sarsfield. Bit of space ahead of Sarsfield, but Barkwood cut him off. He had to cut in field. It's the last tackle again. Holiday will hoist the kick. Fletcher watches it all the way.
Well, that was a wasted kick there by Holiday. It was right down the throat of the KR captain.
We're into injury time. Hull Kingston Rovers have a 2-point advantage. It's 8-6.
And I think they'll be pretty happy to go in at the break, Eddie. Just 2 points down. Because in my book, Rovers have really outrun them. They've made so many breaks. And they should have had another try.
The news from on the touchline about Iseni for Milo is it his medial knee ligament that's gone. There's no way he's coming back on today.
Well, he might not be on for the rest of the season with an injury like that either.
Yeah, it certainly looked bad, didn't it? And that's a shame, really, for the player and, of course, the club. A talented player indeed. You mentioned, Eddie, that Widnes, of course, they've had their share of problems with injuries this year. But it must be nice to be able to bring on a man like Caloto as a substitute.
Yes, Caloto, he hasn't started a game since New Year's Day. 5 New Zealand caps, there he is, unloading the ball to David Hume. David Hume gives it to Holiday. And Harrison and Fletcher bring him to the ground. Grimmer makes a half break. Support arrives from McCurry. McCurry clips it ahead. He was brought down by Mike Fletcher. What will the referee's decision be? He's given the penalty because McCurry behind play is flat out and Fletcher's been pulled out.
Well, there's no doubt about it, is there? Fletcher, if it had stayed his ground, it'd have been okay. But you saw Fletcher just at the last minute turn into him with his shoulder, and that is not allowed. If it had stood his ground, it'd have been okay, but he moved.
Receiving attention, Steve McCurry. And Devereux is going to have the shot at goal here, which could easily bring Widnes level by the half-time siren. Quite remarkable, really. Outplayed for much of this first half, but they've dragged something back from the depths of somewhere. The way Devereux's been kicking, I wouldn't bet against him slotting this one over. Devereux then 1 from 1 tonight. That's 5 goals for the season. kept like a dream at Headingley. Can he drag his team level right on the stroke of half-time? Yes, he can. He looks like he's been kicking all his life. And there is the half-time siren. That's the last action of this first half. So it's 8 points all at half-time. Rovers with an 8-0 lead. Widnes clawing their way back into a match that at times in the first half looked to be slipping away from them. 8 all at the break.
Well, welcome back to Craven Park. The half-time score 8-8, Hull KR against Widnes. A big game here, but certainly some big games going on around the First Division today. Let's look at the scores. Of course, the big game down there at Headingley, that's the one, Leeds against Wigan. Wigan winning through 24 points to 0. The try scorers there, Clark, Bell, and a really big win for Wigan at Headingley. Halifax 38, Warrington 20. Warrington's 40 feet on the trot. Salford 12, Wakefield 18. And Bradford, a vital 2 points for them, 42-14 victors against Swinton. So at the top of the table, Wigan 2 points clear. Is the championship race over now? They've still got a game in hand on St Helens as well. Leeds losing a bit of ground. At the bottom, it's all very tight. Featherstone now in the relegation zone with Swinton, but Featherstone played Castleford on Tuesday night. They could go back above Bradford. Division 2 scores, Carlisle 19, Lee 11, Oldham 16, London 4, Rydell 4, Rochdale 30 and Workington 18, Sheffield 36. So the promotion spots shared by Lee and Sheffield, the relegation spots by Workington and Rydell. It looks fairly clear-cut there. Division 3 scores from today, Doncaster 11, Barrow 11, Highfield 20, Hunslet 48, Huddersfield 24, Whitehaven 6, Keighley 28, Trafford 14, and look at this one, Nottingham almost did it, Nottingham 16, Chorley 24. What's it mean for the league table? Well, it's Huddersfield and Bramley in the 2 promotion spots there. So watch out for Bramley playing on Monday night against Scarborough. At the bottom, the depressing news for Nottingham as it still reads points north after 22 games, even though they did come close against Chorley, who now have 8 points from their 24.
Thanks, Peter. A cracking little game on here at Craven Park for you tonight on Sky. 8 points apiece, Hull Kingston Rovers against Widnes. And Mike Stevenson, do you honestly think that Widnes will be thinking at this stage they've got out of jail?
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, when Chatfield gave that forward pass, that was a turning point in the game. Widnes seemed to lift themselves after that, because up until then, they just come for a little bit of a stroll. They didn't want to play football. It was as simple as that. And unfortunately, Hull Kingston Rovers have let them get out of jail, as you say.
Well, let's take a look at one or two of the important moments of this first half. And Bright Sodji, the winger here, who takes this ball above his head, what a run this is that led to that first try, Mike.
Unbelievable. He just picks it out of the air, doesn't it? And you can see that the speed of this man. Now, he does the right thing. A lot of people would have panicked. They probably would have kicked. But possession is so vital. From the resulting play of the ball, try comes about. And isn't this kid having a good game? The hooker.
Lee Richardson, the man who touches down despite Stuart Spruce. And that really looked like Widnes were in a bit of trouble, but they have come back, and they've come back well. And Paul Hume, what a great try this was. Look at the determination on his face. He wasn't going to be stopped, was he? Touches down. Great stuff.
Well, it's all a matter of taking your chances. Widnes only had 3 chances in that first half, and they scored a penalty and, of course, scored a try. But he threw a neat little dummy. It was just enough to break the defence. They moved up a little bit too quickly, took the advantage. He has the speed and the strength. Hull
Kingston Rovers, it must be said, one of the unfashionable teams in the First Division, with all due respect to them. But what an effort George Fairbairn has put in here. I mean, tremendous for him.
Well, certainly, he's got a good bunch of young lads, and they all want to work for each other. The team spirit's good. And their style of play, look, it's nothing fancy. They just play simple, basic football, and it works. The forwards, especially the front row, are hitting it up very, very hard, and good support play. And when you've got a man like Sodji out wide, they can finish off, well...
Well, let's take a look at perhaps what was the turning point in this match. And this is the moment where Chatfield, well, he just delayed too long, didn't he? Forward pass there.
Well, yeah, it was a shame, really, because the break had really come. It was one of many breaks, I'm afraid, that Rovers will rue. because they didn't put those points on the board. If they would have scored that try, quite honestly, I would have thought that Widnes would have said, oh, let's put the cue on the rack. Let's go home, lads.
Well, they haven't done that. It's 8-all and all to play for in the second half. Now then, competition time on the big league. The prize, don't forget, a replica jersey for your man of the match. Steve-O's going to have his say. 0898 500 186. You have your say later on this evening. Win yourself a jersey. And also, don't forget that competition we're running with Open Rugby League magazine. First question, remember, which team did Steve-O play for in Australia? The second question was, which club did Jonathan Davis play for in Australia last summer? And the third question tonight, which club has Mal Meninga captained to 2 successive Winfield Cup victories? All that, of course, because Sky will once again be bringing you the Winfield Cup action from Australia during the summer. Look in the magazine, answer their 3 questions, answer our 3 questions, and send your entries off. OK, 8-all here at Craven Park. Cracking little match. Hulkingston Rovers Widnes, who's for the 2 points and who's to cement a place in the top 8. Second half after these.
New Zealand are on a roll. Can Imran Khan throw them off their stride? New Zealand meet Pakistan. Can Australia make a comeback with a consoling victory over the West Indies? Tuesday, starting at 9:30 p.m, live and exclusive on Sky Sports. World Cup Cricket. Proudly sponsored by Gillette, Tetley Bitter, Hutchison Telecom, and Barclays Bank.
There are things in life which are more fun than driving the Fiat Uno Turbo, but we can't show them on television. Thank you.
'The minute I first set eyes on her, I knew. After 2 minutes in the jeweller's shop, I knew. And when she was not absolutely sure, but I knew. Or I thought I knew. I knew. 2 buggies, 2 trikes, 2 bikes, 1 school, twice. So the night she said, do you think we should maybe, you know? I knew.
If you're in the know, if you know that taking care of life's expenses depends on careful saving and investment, you're in the Norwich.
Does you does, or does you don't?
On your way,
Does you don't?
the flexible way to pay. When traveling in Europe, you sure hope to have the scope for fun and play.
No need to ration your passion for fashion.
On a holiday, your access is the way to pay. You'll never be embarrassed in Paris. With Access, everything's okay.
Access. Doesn't everyone?
Good morning. This is the Fiat Tipo.
The most spacious car is closed. Thank you.
The race is on. Britain's most exciting election campaign for 20 years. Don't miss Target Election Special with former Conservative Chairman Norman Tebbit, Labour's Barbara Castle, and Liberal Democrat Bill Rogers, with the latest on the battle for power. Target Election Special, Tuesday and Friday, 8:30, Sky News.
And welcome back to Craven Park. 8-all it is. At half-time, Tony Myler, the Widnes captain, and Peter Hutton has been earwigging on the 2 dressing room doors, finding out 1 or 2 bits and pieces of information.
Well,
Peter Hutton's all yours.
The big activity down at half-time was involving the Hull KR hooker Lee Richardson. Lee Richardson, if you look at him out on the pitch, has got a bandage round his head, and really that will look like a very important injury. In fact, it's been 7 or 8 stitches in his ear and Lee Richardson had stitches time and again this season, and he's bandaged up again tonight.
So there we are. We're back live and exclusive, and the man with stitches in his ear, in the thick of the action right away, Lee Richardson, the hooker. And that's the big prop forward, Chris Harrison. Tackle standing up. Just referring back to the head-to-head at the start of the programme, Rovers really have been shipping the points in all season. That ball went backwards, but the referee says it was a knock-on, much to Andy Thompson's disgust.
Well, the ball just dropped out, simple as that. No good looking at the referee. You can't hold the ball, he's not going to help you.
Harking back to the rule of the week, it wasn't stolen in the tackle. Les Holiday gives that ball to Devereux. Big defensive examination then for Rovers now in the second half. Can they keep Widnes at bay as Coloto comes forward? Cracking pair of shorts them, aren't they? Dear me. I thought they were black tights. This is Myler. Finds space for himself brilliantly. Good support from Ayres. Spruce is there. Sarsfield on the wing. Spruce took it on his own.
What do you know about black tie?
Mind your own. David Hume. Going nowhere then.
Well, there again, another mistake. This is one reason why I never wanted to become a coach. You must absolutely send them up. Barman.
The handling errors doesn't make terribly good reading for either coach George Fairburn or Frank Myler. 9-all. 8-all on the scoreboard as Chris Harrison is pushed back towards his own line. There is the Rovers coach, George Fairburn. Chatfield, now with Thompson. With a high tackle there. Coloto, referee, allowed the play to continue. Fletcher's kick downfield. Spruce gathers it in. Myler directing operations from dummy half. Hume and Devereux.
Well, it's a big question now, Eddie, about the Widnes side. Will they capitulate like they did against Leeds last week? They really didn't do a good showing in that second 40 minutes.
Gutierrez swatting Dean Clark away, but Clark has him. And what's more, Gutierrez has been injured.
Yeah, he caught a stray knee. As he's coming round, there's a knee went in there. Was it intentional? Well, we'll soon see on this one. No, he just caught it underneath. Ayres, well, he'll feel the pain from that one. But that's how easy it is for a leg to be broken. Another inch and that could have been snap time.
It's a rough, tough game, all right. A quarter ass, none given. And, number 11 there was Paul Fletcher looking to escape for the penalty. But the referee has given Widnes a penalty. And he's saying, I think here, that Coloto had the ball stripped from him in the tackle. He is.
Yeah, Dean Clark was holding on to Coloto before he received the ball. Actually, it was quite amazing. At one point there, I thought that the ball was actually going to go to Clark. You see on the replay, now there's Clark there, and Coloto just comes into it. That may be a bit harsh, I believe.
Certainly looked at second view. Here's Coloto again. Brave tackle from the hooker Richardson. Not too much between them on the penalty count. Good tackling again by Rovers. Holiday. Richier's.
Widnes finding it very difficult to breach this defence. They'll have to change their tactics, use a little kick, something different.
Myler, will he kick? Will force a long ball out wide to Devereux. And Devereux, I think, just lost the ball as he tried to get round Sodji.
Yes, it was about a soap job there, wasn't it? Lost total control of it. He knows it.
Shake of the head for John Devereux, not added to his 26 tries this season. And neither has Sodji as he's clattered by Stuart Spruce. There's Harrison. Yeah, the front row of Rovers have really been impressive tonight. Harrison's hurt.
He also received a little bit of a knock, stray knee going in. It really has been a tough affair out there. A lot of the players have been going high. You see here Harrison go down. And, well, there's the knee coming in late. Paul Hume it was that came in very late indeed. Lucky to get away with that one.
Harrison receiving treatment behind the players. Lyman carries it on for Rovers. Richardson now gives it to Chatfield. He brings in Speckman. Speckman finds Thompson. Last tackle. Mike Fletcher, the captain, hoists one. Moves up to put the ball onside. Oh, Devereux gets it. But the referee saw the knock on.
Well, he did everything right here, Devereux, but just lost it at the end. Maybe helped a little bit by Sodji's power coming down with his arm.
I'm going to say there was a cavalry charge coming on him then, wasn't there? That's good play, and that's good defence from Courier. He just managed to bring Chatfield down. Richardson, the dummy half. Speckman. Clark, the Kiwi. Oh, good step. Great step from Clark. Tried to keep the ball alive. Should have really have taken the tackle. And Spruce drops on it.
Yeah, Clark trying to keep the ball alive here in an impossible situation. If you're not at least 90% sure, then stick to it.
For Curry. Dean Clark, the 1989 Kiwi. That's a good ball. That's good tackling again on Darren Wright by Chris Harrison. Paul Hume went without the ball. Richardson has it back, but no. Penalty to Rovers.
Well, he's deemed him being offside here. You'll see him, it comes off his chest. And it says that he touched Holiday on the way through. Bit unusual, this one. Well, I don't know. Or maybe he's got him for reefing the ball away from the hooker. Richardson. Either way, Holkar get the penalty.
Mike Fletcher is going to kick for goal here. 2 out of 3 tonight. And it hits the post. Bounces back into play. Sodji's moved up. Oh, it was nearly a great chance for Sodji. He was the only Rovers player alert to that possibility.
He was the only player. Widnes really went asleep here. Now here you can see the ball bouncing, and Widnes are too late for it, and Sodji nearly struck goal then.
So close, quick thinking. Been impressive on Sky, hasn't he, this season, Sodji, whenever we've seen him. At Wakefield 3 weeks ago and tonight. From an unfashionable team like this, I just wonder whether Malcolm really might think about him for the tour.
Well, it isn't as though we've got that many around, is it?
Barkwood. Chatfield, the dummy half. Mike Fletcher. Having an outstanding second season in the game is Sodji. Thompson. Well, he came off that challenge like Pelota wasn't there, but unfortunately then, the man moving up in support went without the ball.
Yeah, just ran away without it, didn't he? Speckman there, releasing the ball. Mistakes are plenty, but it's all action. They really are giving it their best shot.
10 minutes gone in this second half. Still all square at 8 apiece. And penalty at the scrum. Second time Richardson's been pulled out by the referee.
Well, there you saw Richardson claiming to the referee that there was a bit of a dummy with the feed. Oh, and that's a bad mistake.
Oh, there's a footing touch, and Sochi doesn't like that. Well, he ought to be careful. He shouldn't give reactions like that.
Well, on the replay here, and Sochi, well, his foot is on the line. That's out. Go upright. Do as your name says. Be it.
Goodness then. I didn't think they had much chance with that penalty from Devereaux, but Sochi found touch with the heel of his boot. Holiday to Hume, to Tony Myler. Nephew of the Widnes coach, Tony Myler. Andy Courier. Stuart Spruce, back the same way again. Through a little gap. Good run from Spruce. But just couldn't keep the ball alive. Sochi pulling him down, but a knock-off. Seen by the touch judge. Referee acknowledges. Good teamwork by the officials.
Certainly, there you can see on the replay, squeezed out. And that's good tackling by Sochi. He must have pretty good strength in the upper part of his body to be able to force a man down so quickly like that. And this ball to be squeezed out. But I just get the impression that some team is going to break at this point. Next couple of minutes, I think, could be vital.
8 all, remember. Rovers in possession with Mike Fletcher. Les Holiday all over him. Here comes the Rovers front row again as Widnes are pinned offside. Ironic cheers from the crowd here at Craven Park. Courier again pulled out.
Well, he never made any attempt to get back, did he? And that man in your picture, Andy Courier, I mentioned earlier, he's a master at creeping up on the outside. Maybe he doesn't realise that referees watch the videos as well.
Rovers then in the Widnes half of the field. Barkworth trying to duck under McCurry and Grimmer's challenge. Harrison again. That's Desi Harrison. Still going. Well, the two Harrison brothers and Richardson have had fine matches. It's all squared at 8 apiece, remember. And Rovers working play down the middle with Speckman. Inching closer to those posts. Will they be tempted to have a drop a goal? No. Chatfield kicks ahead, looking for the speed of Lyman. Oh, dear me! It was very, very close. It was nearly a big error.
Well, Spruce took his time about this one, didn't he? You can see him coming in the picture here now. And he goes past it. And Lyman, the experience, his eyes wide open. And Spruce just to the rescue. Oh, inches away.
Just shepherded the ball dead. Stuart Spruce. So close. Was he cool as a cucumber, or did he misread it? Drop out from under the sticks.
He misread it. No worries about that.
And that really is a cracking angle, isn't it, that we've got on Sky. The decisions that we can analyse from that camera. We put the old referees under a bit of pressure, but I'm sure you'll agree. Great pictures. Richardson, the dummy half. Speckman. That's good play. Great support. Thompson. Just wrestled to the floor by Courier. That's how close Rovers are. Looking for the way through. The ball, though, has been spilled straight to Joe Grimmer. And Widnes breathe a big sigh of relief again.
They certainly do. That was panic football by Rovers. But I mentioned at the half-time break, they play very simple, basic football. They support very well. And those breaks are beginning to appear in that Widnes defence again.
Both sides won places in that top 8 playoff at the end of the season. Both sides going at it hammer and tong here tonight. 8-all. 55 minutes of this compulsive match gone. The last one. Hume lays it back to Holiday. The left-footed kick. The high midfield bomb. Holiday's moving up to put all his players on side, but it's bounced kindly for Soji. A good tackling from Andy Courier again. Pelota got a foot to that. And this is a great run from Fletcher. He almost set Hallis away. Richardson trying the first half from the brave little hooker. Stitches in the head at half-time. Still going strong. Another marauding run from Harrison, just off the chest of Chatfield, and Chatfield for a moment then running on overdrive.
But once again, it's panic football. Really, when you're camped in the Widnes quarter, you don't need to do things like that.
Two things from down here on the bench. First of all, Duke Emma warming up to come on for Hulkingston Rovers. Secondly, a question for you and Mike, Eddie, and that's just about the drop goals. We were wondering why Hull KR weren't going for them. I wonder how badly they're missing Wayne Parker, who of course is now injured today.
Well, that is a point. Duke Emma is about to warm up, but they've got Chatfield who's landed 3. They've got Speckman who's landed 2 on the pitch. But I think perhaps the coach is not shouting for the drop goals yet. They want the 4-pointers. Hallis picking up a fair head of steam. Here come Rovers again. Chatfield to Barkworth. Well, I hope you're enjoying this one at home. Second time we've seen Rovers on Sky this season, and my word, have they produced some action for us. Drop goal that Peter Hutton was talking about, taken on the full behind his own line by Spruce. Widnes will restart from the 22.
Poor effort by Speckman. The bomb is diffused. 22 tap.
Well, there he is. Paul Speckman, 2 drop goals. Neither of these two sides have drawn a match this season so far. 8-all here at Craven Park. McCurry, that's a great run from McCurry. Support arrives from Myler, and look at McCurry having a right go at his colleagues, asking for more support for both himself and Myler.
And he's every right to be mad with them.
Richie Ayres. Caloto, first receiver. Takes something to bring him down. Just regaining match fitness. The New Zealander. Hume going blind, kicking the ball ahead. Soji gathers it in.
Interesting, Eddie, that both sides very rarely tonight have we seen a planned move. And I think either side, if they're going to take the spoils tonight, they're going to have to come up with something a little bit better than one-out stuff.
Rovers have to build from their own 22. The fixture computer, of course, has blown up as far as Hulkingston Rovers are concerned. 4 of their last 6 matches after day now are at home. So Rovers really do have a chance to get up into the top 8 and have a go at getting to Old Trafford. Fletcher with the hoist downfield. Spruce is underneath.
First substitution for Hulkingston Rovers. Duke Emma in your picture. He's about to come on. The man to replace is second row Paul Fletcher, but Stuart Spruce is down.
Stuart Spruce flat out as a result of this.
Well, he seemed to miss. Well, I think a bit of a play acting there. Unless he caught something with his leg, because it's... Yeah, you can see the knee twist. Oh, dear me, that's a second one tonight.
So Spruce injured. Meanwhile, Emma comes on. And number 11, Paul Fletcher, takes a well-earned rest. Emma, the last link, really, with Rovers' great days in the 80s. Club's longest-serving player. Spruce fit to return and carry on. Now Holiday. 3-4 close in on Holiday. That's the sort of attention you deserve when you're a Great Britain international, I suppose. Grimmer. Away from Emma, but not the second time. Tony Myler, the best pass in the world, allowed it to drop past him for Peloto.
Widnes surely must realise they've got to use the kicking game a little bit better. It's all right doing the effort in the forwards, but it's really not getting them anywhere.
McCurry's had a big game at hooker, waited a long time for his chance this season, as Steve McCurry. Skipper of the Great Britain Academy team and an under-21 international. Hoisted kick again from Holiday. Fletcher read it well, clattered by Myler. Darren Wright in there to add his weight and support to the push.
Took it well, didn't he? But the defence was onto him very quickly. A little bit more enthusiastic now, Widnes.
Richardson. There's Paul Hume picking himself up off the deck. Emma. Good tackle by Darren Wright. Helped out by Peloto. Fletcher with the kick ahead. Spruce fully recovered from that bang and almost slipping the pass to Sarsfield. Holiday. Devereux has drifted in field. I must say this season, Mike, with Martin Offiah gone elsewhere, Devereux takes the opportunity to come in field, doesn't he, off his wing, and it's paid dividends with those 26 tries.
Certainly has, but he's had to tonight because I just get the suspicion that Widnes are tiring. It took the forwards a long time to get back from that play.
Rimmer nearly dropped that. Just hung on. He's dropped it this time. Myler's put boot to ball. Referee will wave play on because Mike Fletcher has it. And he's got away from Holiday, but not away from David Hume. Rovers in possession. Zucchema, the substitute, in possession for them. The man he replaced, Paul Fletcher, is on the